Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot doing a new moon in Virgo reading for you. The new moon on the 21st is the first of two Virgo new moons, this one being in 0 degrees of Virgo, and therefore having a lot of the flavor of the energy of Leo at this time, and the next one being about a month from now, where the new moon will be in the last couple of degrees of Virgo. A noisy summer day here. Your overall energy for this reading is the Four of Wings, which is the Four of Swords. And the first energy I get from this is deep rest. The need for deep rest. The need to allow yourself to continue clearing away vestiges of habits, routines, identifications, efforts, responsibilities that you've been attached to for lifetimes for some of you, and really to give yourself the relief of not carrying these same burdens further. This is a conscious act, with Mercury again highlighted this month, having moved direct, but the ruler of Virgo is Mercury. So the care with which we sort through our experiences in order to focus more efficiently, productively on the things that we're building is a big focus here. And underneath the deck is the Three of Columns, the Three of Wands. This shows that behind the scenes, you are doing your own work to set up a project, a collaboration specifically, successfully, so that you are identifying all the resources, all the connections you need to move forward with something that is as much about the way you do it, the process, as it is about the destination, the product, or the service you're creating. I'm going to pull, I think I'll do an animal oracle from the fauna and flora of Africa to warm us up. I've pulled the Nubian giraffe, and the key word here is foresight. I like this. Foresight, and it reads, navigate through difficulties with your head held high. When things seem out of reach, stand taller. Don't doubt yourself. This also brings to me, I'm seeing no limitations here. This is a huge shift for you, where you're seeing your intuitive powers being acknowledged and really working quite actively in your material world. So you are sufficiently in touch with your intuition to understand that you must be extremely careful with the details. You must release any sense of staying in your lane, any sense of only going so far. Limiting yourself is a vestige of your former life. Making yourself small is a corollary of that. So this is saying you are as big as your visions and your goals, and therefore it is imperative that you don't doubt yourself. And after this long period of counting up your lessons, your failures, your disappointments, it is important that you recognize that the problem has never been you. That now you've learned the lessons, you understand that you are worthy and deserving of what it is that you desire. So I'll leave the giraffe right here, kind of sideways, and I want to invite you to this meditation, reminding you that this is a general reading. It isn't going to resonate for everyone. I understand when it's frustrating, but I also, you're not hearing your story, you're not clear on what's being said or how it applies to you. from the very beginning, I invite you to check your other placements and find messages there that will resonate for you. In the 10th house, this is the house of your social identity, the way others see you, the 5 of discs. So I am seeing this really still pretty up to the surface challenge for you. And actually, as someone mentioned recently, that as it gets truer and more authentic, it becomes harder. And that's what I do believe is occurring for you here, where you're highlighting the difficulty of your conditioning, your upbringing, the way that you were trained to believe you were only worthy of certain things, only worthy of certain activities. And despite your conscious alignment with rejecting this idea, it still lives in your body. It still lives in your habits, in the way you see yourself, and you are really looking to uh, um, not consider your body in a way that is familiar, not consider your material experience in the way that you have been trained to see it. And this almost makes me feel that you are feeling like a fish out of water here. You've made so many strides towards your authentic desires that you are struggling somewhat to align your material world, your self concept, even the emotions you feel, the customary knee jerk pessimism, cynicism, sarcasm. These are habits of mind that you are aware reflect on an old version of who you are. In the first house, the Justice card. This is quite lovely. It shows me that you are and have been working for a very long time to receive the justice, to receive the reward, the recognition that is worthy of your efforts along this more spiritual path that you are trotting. The Justice card is very much about moving from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment. And this traces at least one lifetime, perhaps many lifetimes of struggling through this idea that you are helpless, perhaps feeling helpless in a variety of environments, seeing family members, ancestors that lived a very confined life, one that is difficult for us to identify with in the world that we have lived in, where so much seems possible, and yet bridging that huge gap is something that you are still working through in your own heart, in your own soul, through your own experience, that you are powerful and that you have an impact that is worthy of recognition. In the fourth house, the house of your foundation and home, the Ace of Wings. Here's the Ace of Swords. Yeah, it is feeling very consistently for you, Aries, that your home life, your training, your conditioning, even family members and relationships with relatives, with loved ones, is a place of real insight for you, of illumination, and continues to be so. So this can be harsh truths, particularly regarding those we love and that we know to some degree love us. But what is being highlighted is that the spiritual, and for some of you, the intellectual capacity and ability to entertain concepts that are perhaps more challenging or mind boggling for members of your family that don't share your interest. So the need for justice in the world, the complexity of the way systems work to oppress some and liberate others is something that is in your thoughts, that you're open to exploring in greater details because it bears directly upon what it is you are creating. And you're understanding that there is no fixed thing, no body of ideas that's fixed, but rather a path of enlightenment and revelation that you are open to, that you've been on for a while. In fact, it looks like you've always been the dreamer, the thinker, the reader, the person interesting in the life of ideas, the world of ideas. And that has marked you as you have needed to adjust to the truths that you're now allowing yourself to see. In the seventh house of significant relationships, the Emperor, this is one of your cards, absolutely. And what I like about this particular card is the snake. There's no particular attachment of the snake, but it also has the wings on it. So this brings to mind for me the caduceus, the symbol that we often see in medical institutions and organizations, but that is really about this healing process that has been required for you to let go of the control of those for whom you were responsible in the past. And this is something that has been so drilled into you, depending on your family of origin or your position in the family, that it is difficult for you to release yourself from the habits of being the mother of your siblings, the assistant mother of your parents or father, if you're understanding the idea that there's sort of a pecking order that's been grilled into us that is difficult for us to release. And I do believe that you're looking at that very critically regarding yourself, not critically in terms of negative feedback, but in terms of truly understanding the magnitude of this particular truth and how this affects your relationships in terms of being the one to assign roles or responsibilities in any relationship based on your family history. I also would invite you that if this reading is resonating for you, that you like this video and that you subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate your support in growing my channel, having more people exposed to the work that I do. So thank you in advance for that. And now I'm going to clarify the Five of Discs in the fifth house. We have the Ten of Cups, and one more card, please. We have the Page of Wands. This feels really beautiful, and it sort of moves back to the idea of being conditioned in a way that really limited your purview of what was possible for you in the world. You knew that you had everything that you needed to be and do what you wanted to do, but that was not the way in which you were exposed to the abundance that you experienced. You had to learn to value abundance very differently than perhaps the neighborhood or the community that you were around growing up. Your value system had to be uh, uh, less focused on material abundance and more focused on uh, a resourceful community. And that's perhaps something that you either experienced growing up or you knew was the experience you wanted to have. So you're not evaluating your social identity based on money or status, but you're aware that you unconsciously limit yourself regarding the benefits of the work that you do. And this, in some ways, is speaking to me about your ability to dream bigger. That what you want, what you value, the worldview you value already exists in your world. And there is a desire, however, to export that, to share that, to contribute that to other communities. In the first house, I don't know why I didn't do the first house first. There's the Wheel of Fortune. And one more card, please. The Fool card. Lovely. Well, the Wheel of Fortune, upright, and the Fool card. In your first house, this is pretty major on top of the clarifying the Justice card. So you are receiving a lot of positive karma for the work that you have been doing, for the work that you have already put into developing yourself, developing your community, your resources, understanding what truly would bring you the sense of capacity that you desire. And this is about challenging the limitations. You've been willing to do the work without a lot of the benefits of that, but you're realizing that that is has been limiting you. And so, in a way, I see you really breaking away from the idea of the conventional ideas about how you sustain yourself, how you receive support, and how you view something that you're building as an income stream, but that is going to take you much further. Opening and really dignifying this experience you have of living in the world of ideas, trading in the world of knowledge, and being open, facilitating that world of new ideas with less attention to judgments or agendas and more attention to the experience of learning on this path. In the fourth house, the Ace of Wings, the Ace of Swords is clarified by the Four of Pentacles and one more. Ooh, that's way too many. But on top is the Page of Swords, my favorite page, one of my favorite pages. The Four of Pentacles is about understanding that it is your desire for knowledge, your desire for truth, for justice that is your foundation. This is what you're building your life on, what you are basing your spiritual development on. This idea that you have a foundation, you've created a foundation for your growth, for your continuous expansion into the unknown. And this is powerful because you understand that everyone knows something you don't, that this is more about opening yourself up to receiving information and knowledge, as well as your ability to facilitate these ideas among those that you are a part of, what community, family, team that is a part of you, that actually grounds your experience. For some of you, this is creating a business that has to do with words, with language, with presentation, with talking about ideas, inviting guests, interviewing. You can be neutral, and you're an incisive interviewer, critic. So there's something here about understanding that you have the foundation to go into this expansive universe for the benefit of the collective, for the community on whose behalf you work, but also to satisfy the sense of questing that perhaps was less satisfied in your family of origin, that was limited, I'm feeling, in your family of origin, that a life of ideas was not seen as having any practical value. In the 7th house of significant relationships, the Emperor is clarified by 1 card, 2 cards, the 2 of Cups and the Hermit card. This is quite interesting. I do feel that the relationship, whatever significant relationship you have with yourself, obviously a very vigorous one, and your significant other or partner's deep connections is builds in a lot of sacred space. There's a lot of respect there for the individuality and the integrity of each as separate individuals. That is part of the way that you fuel your self-integrity, and you show up in your partnerships as whole and complete, not reliant, not dependent upon another. This is built into the pathway that you have already cultivated for yourself over a long period of time, a way in which you cultivate your own practice privately is something that is respected by a partner who either does the same or who grants you, understands that same need. It's likely that you and your partner mirror each other in some significant way. If you're not in a stable relationship or a long-term relationship, you are attracted to others who are strong, independent, and are comfortable with their own energy, can spend time doing what they understand is necessary for them without requiring constant support, accompaniment, cozying up, needing to be nurtured, needing to be having their hand held, whatever that means, because you are you build respect for yourself and for others through what it is that you learn, through the authority and integrity you cultivate for yourself, so that decisions you make for you are right for you. This independence within relationship is critical to you speaking up and acting on your best efforts, your best path forward for you. I'm going to finish this reading with a Seed and Sickle Oracle card and go back to this. And I've pulled a Blackthorn, and I'm going to read from the Dawn Handbook. Number 40 reduces to 40, which is the Emperor, the number 4 card, and really does talk about how we control our own emotions, how we are sovereign over the energies that we contain, we hold, without the need to control others. Blackthorn with, oh no, not wisteria. Not number 40, number 4, number 40. Okay. So, you know you know where you're going. You've got a plan in place and everything feels like it's on course. But with the appearance of Blackthorn comes icy hailstorms. Closely linked to Gaelic, goddess of winter, the Blackthorn is a tree of strife that has a different idea of what's best for you. An unexpected change is coming your way, ready to interrupt even your best laid plans. Stay on your feet and be ready to react quickly. One wrong step will see you swept away. But if you're canny and heed this warning, you may still come out on top. Wow, that's curious. I'd love to hear how that is playing out for any of you that care to share. If you enjoyed this content, there's more content here to check out. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And until next time, Aries, namaste.